My name is Cole Philip Sanders. This is my 21st birthday, and welcome to Comics Under Duress. I'm gonna tell you all about Aquaman. Cut. Aquaman was created in 1941 by Paul Norris and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go again. Aquaman was created in 1941 by the team Mort Weisinger and Paul Norris, first appearing in More Fun Comics 73. He debuted in 1941 during World War II fighting Nazis, and while they thought that he would be a one-off character that struck a chord with American audiences and made him more popular than they originally thought. More popular than the whack-ass character he's based off of, Namor the Submariner, who debuted admittedly 2 years prior in 1939. From that time, Aquaman transitioned into backup stories in Adventure Comics, where they debuted a lot of his supporting cast that would come into the comics over the years, such as Tobo, his octopus friend, Aqua Boy, as he's called in this issue, Garth Aqua Lad, and many others that would be seen in his own series that he would get in 1963. Some of my dream stuff right there. Oof. Oof. Ooh, thank you. So, for the first time in 1962, after years of backup stories, Aquaman gets his own book. First appearance, him with the Fire Trolls Aqualad. This is my personal copy right here. And this right here is the first appearance of his wife, Mira. Mira was sent from another dimension of other aquatic folk to basically take Aquaman off of the throne as an assassin. But she ended up falling for our little aquatic man, and they ended up getting married 7 issues later in issue 18, and ended up starting a beautiful little family together, which might be foreshadowing for something later. Oof. I don't want to take the Jose Cuervo no more. That's a big negative. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about the Black Manta. Debuting in Aquaman 35, his most deadliest, his most coolest, his most dopest enemy in all 78 years of the character's history. Black Manta debuted as a mystery. Nobody quite knew his origin, his name, or what parts that he came from. But he splashed onto the pages of Aquaman like a force to be reckoned with. This issue right here is issue 42. It's his second cover appearance, and it just shows how dominating, how frightening, how absolutely awesome the Black Manta is. And he will also be important later. Yeah, I know, right? They can't let me on the set. They can't even let me anywhere near LA County. Like, when they're filming Aquaman 2, it's not good. All right, Murphy. Ooh. All right. So, in Adventure Comics 452, Aquaman pits Aqualad. In Adventure Comics 452, Aquaman and Aqualad are pitted against each other by Black Manta. Now, it's a little dark, and as messed up as it is, it's kind of a part of why I love Aquaman so much. Black Manta is actually successful in this, and Aquaman's son dies. Now, when it comes to death in comic books, we all know that that is something that doesn't really stick. All kinds of wards and sidekicks and family members have all died, but they always get brought back in some kind of capacity. Aquaman and Mira had this happen to them at the tail end of the 70s, and they have dealt with it up until this point in comics in 2019. And I really think it goes to show how lasting character development can be made by multiple writers contributing to the same character. It's a big part of why I love comics, and it's a big part of why I love Aquaman so much. All right, no, it's not a single piranha. The way he loses the head is stupid, all right? The way he loses the head is stupid. Can I just freestyle about the 90s stuff? Because I know the 90s stuff like the back of my hand. I'm gonna talk about Dolphin and their little love triangle. Yeah, but you know it'd be hype if they cut it off again. One, oh. Ooh. Should we do that again? No. Oh, okay. Go for it. Humming. After Aquaman's son died, this is a complete tonal shift in Aquaman, right? Mira basically freaks out, tries to kill Aquaman. Aquaman ends up thinking he killed her by dropping a big support beam on her. They had a whole funeral. She pops out the coffin, kind of doing one of these, like in a big whirlpool, basically saying like, yeah, my heart's on the other side, you're stupid. You're an idiot, I wouldn't die. Our son wouldn't have died if he was like me, you stupid, weak, this dimension, aqua person, and she dips. She just leaves for like 15 years. So Aquaman is left to his own devices. Atlantis hates him because why would you like Aquaman? Nobody else does. And he's just basically in this isolated bubble where he's just going through these miniseries, getting darker and darker and darker. And then we get to Peter. We get to my man's Peter David, who drops this beautiful Aquaman issue 0 onto the stands, October 1994. If you like Jason Momoa, you're welcome. Peter David did it for you. This is the reason we get the long-haired, shit-talking, swaggering king of the 7 seas that we see in today's comics and today's media. This man admittedly loses his hand in a very stupid way. He gets stuck into a pond of piranhas. We don't gotta talk about that because the point is it goes missing. And what does the king of the 7 seas do? He straps a harpoon to it. So from that point, we go into this whole point of Aquaman's life where he is not the king of the 7 seas. Aqualad has disowned him. Mira's gone. And he doesn't know what to do. He's without a hand, without a mission. In steps Dolphin. Now, Dolphin was the new love interest for Aquaman, which really spiced things up when Mira came back. And she's just like, whoa. So sick. Like hands abound, Mira's throwing water. Dolphin's got hard skin, so she eats those. Not only does he reclaim Atlantis, stop an alien invasion single-handedly, weaponize Atlantis under his own mental control, the aqua telepathy that everybody does the voo 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 voo, very funny. That's real. So the reason I got my hands on the 90s series, and actually went a long way to sparking my goal to collect all the Aquaman books, was because my junior year of high school, we were playing this football game. My pads broke open and I kept playing the game because I'm stupid. And I wanted to finish out the season. And my chest basically got messed up and I had to get the surgery on my chest. And after that surgery happened, I wasn't able to pick up anything. I was just sitting in the chair for months. I was able to go to school for a couple weeks. It really, really sucked. The only thing I could pick up were comic books out of a box. So my mom actually went online and was able to find me the entirety of the 90s Aquaman run, the 75 issues, including the 5 annual issues. And I reread those during my time recovering. I reread it twice through. I know I've reread it at least 3 more times. I reread it all before the movie came out. It was just this series kind of got me through a hard time with a character that was already so beloved and dear to me. I'm skipping over a lot, y'all. It's a very tumultuous time. We go from the hook hand to the water hand. But then the water hand didn't really work out because everybody thought that was stupid. Then San Diego fell into the sea. Then he got his hand back. Then he died. Then he came back to life. And then they just restarted the universe. So that's why I'm picking up. DC just restarted the entire universe in 2011. And one of the best books in the New 52 from DC was Aquaman by Jeff Johns and Ivy Rise. It's R-E-I-S. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. I cannot find a video of how you're supposed to say his man's name. Never heard it, but it's those letters. This is my liege. This is Arthur Curry, the King of the Seven Seas. The New 52 gave you everything you would want. Amazing art by Ivan Reis. He used these water brush pens so when Aquaman comes out of the water glistening, like you can actually see the shine. You get Jeff Johns writing, who was a world builder. But what really set this over the top was he really wanted to delve into what made Aquaman so unique, and that is the underwater politics and the multiple kingdom aspects. Jeff Johns is the person that gives us the Throne of Atlantis stuff that Jason Momoa movie version is based off of, such as this. So I didn't talk about a little person named Orm Marius, the Ocean Master. Now I'll be honest with you, before the New 52, Ocean Master was trash. Hot garbage. He was his half human brother from the surface. There was no actual affiliation on the Atlantic level. So when it came to the whole Masters of the Ocean thing, his claim was a little bit wary. But Jeffrey Johns, your run did not make an Aquaman fan, but it defined him. It made me into somebody that wouldn't only love this character, but lay down the line in the trenches before this movie came out, before we got to the Momoa version of this character. I was out here defending yo boy. You gave me that power by making a great run. Throne of Atlantis is my favorite Aquaman story. But why? Why, Jeff? Would you end it on a panel that says to be continued in the Justice League Aquaman crossover Rise of the Seven Seas? That was said in 2013. It's 2019 now, and I'm still waiting on that story. I'm still waiting on the 12th issue of Doomsday Clock, and I am also still waiting on Three Jokers to even get a promo and preview. So, you're right. Let me ring it in. Let me bring it back. Jeffrey, I appreciate that you put in work on the script for the Aquaman movie, but I'm gonna need Rise of the Seven Seas quick, fast, and in a hurry. Thank you. Birthday present mic drop. That's all I gotta say, baby. That's all I gotta say. I'm a very big fan of mythology. And going into the Kelly Sue DeConnick run, which I feel like I should note is the first female run on Aquaman in a monthly series. Going into this run, she really wanted to focus on the more ethereal and mythological aspects of the character. It's always been a part, I was talking about him beefing with Greek gods and stuff before. It's always been a part of the Aquaman mythos that he interacts with gods. And she actually takes the chance to make up her own kind of pantheon of sea gods that become new supporting characters in the Aquaman stories. Going forward, she's doing a lot of big things. Like I was saying earlier, the tragic death of Aquaman's son might be being unveiled now because Aquaman and Barry are pregnant again. Like they did it. This is the first time this happened since '79. So, or he died in '79. This is the first time it's happened since 65, 66. So this is a very big thing in the Aquaman community. I really feel like the Aquaman's going in a great direction. I'm excited by the very prospect of him and Mira having another child. I think it's gonna be awesome. But yeah, it's very nice to know that no matter where this character, that's almost 80 years old, lands, that there's always new directions being taken with him. So thank you very much for accompanying me on this fantastic journey of Aquaman's history. Thank you for tolerating my silliness, and thank you for being here with me on my birthday. This has been very nice, and there's nothing else I could imagine myself doing but taking our viewers on a aquatic tour of Arthur Curry's life. So thank you very much, and goodbye.